Yeah, you can feel the hesitation, and yeah, it's like a potential, because yeah, 1 minute you're feeling fine, and then like the adversity, whatever, like the table, the obligations, the responsibilities present themselves, and then like there's like a moment of like and in that moment, I think there's a partial feeling of, or maybe this part of that feeling is coming from a sense of I could fuck up, or like I could mess up here, like here's another opportunity to like mess up or whatever, or for this to be a difficult table, or for them, or for something to go wrong, I guess is where that hesitation or fear comes from. But then once you just like jump into it and hit like execute command and it's like start talking and like start going through your practice, like all the things you practice, like your training, all your training is like getting you ready for that spiel, for that like, oh man, here we go.
Yeah.
I could mess up. I could like mishear the order. They could speak a different language. Like there's a whole bunch of things that could go wrong. So maybe it's like that little like, oh fuck, here we go. But then you jump in that bitch.
Yeah, for me,
cannonball.
So yeah, jump in, jump in. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I feel it feels just like that. It's like this feeling of I don't want to jump in that pool, and then as soon as I jump in, it's not so bad. And then after I've done that and executed that like 10 times in a row, my brain has another thought that's like, this is kind of easy. Like you feel fear and you jump in. You feel fear and you jump in. Like, and then once I'm evaluating it like that, I just even remember being like a little kid and being afraid to go on like roller coasters.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it was like the same thing, of a similar feeling of like, oh, I don't know if I want to do that. Like fear. And then it's just like, just jump in. Just jump into like a dance at a middle school.
Yeah.
Jump in, bro. Like,
jump in.
But that thing, it doesn't present itself into me, like, except for in that feeling of when I'm at work and I got to go talk to people. And it's like, I feel it and it's so crazy. It's just like really identifiable feeling. And as soon as I cross that barrier, it's like, oh, it wasn't so bad. Actually, it's like going well.
Especially if you're trained for it and ready for it.
Yeah.
And you've done the reps and you're competent with what you're doing and what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's like, it makes it super easy.
For
like,
sure.
okay, I can handle a lot of the variability of the random questions that they could ask. I can handle most of it. So that also, you need to rest on your training and your discipline, you know, like your daily doing of the thing and knowing of what you're doing of the thing.
Yeah. And you're
in whatever field you're doing.
Like if I've been trying to get better at this thing for like 2 weeks, then like by day 15, like I'm kind of like, I know where I'm at and I know what I've been trying to like get better at saying, you know? And then with that, I guess like that's like the training I can lean on. Like I'm leaning on yesterday, which leaned on yesterday, which leaned on yesterday. So like it's not a random number generated. Like I'm not going to go in there and just like fail to speak about what I know, because I've been running so many reps. Like it'd be impossible for me to just like brain fart completely. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like
unless you fucked up.
Yeah, right. I guess that could happen to you too.
Hit a couple blinkers, dude. You don't know where you are, dude.
Hello, welcome to Matthew.
Welcome to me.
It's a pleasure to.
How are you? Oh. You totally forget your spiel. You're just like, hey. It's like, oh shit, I'm supposed to be talking right now.
No, I got that thing locked and loaded. But I've seen that happen.
Gotta be careful.
Even at not where we are now, but lower level restaurants. If you're going somewhere that's a hole in the wall, very likely that
your server might be a little influenced.
Servers are like rock stars in that sense. Pretty much everybody's working a little fucked up.
The lights are on, baby.
Yeah, you got
Saturday night, baby.
Hey, whatever makes Johnny perform like Johnny. I ain't gonna tell Johnny how to be Johnny. We just need Johnny being Johnny in section 101. I guarantee you that's conversation that happens
what you need sometimes.
All over America every day.
So you could forget your spiel if you hit too many blinkers.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say I've never been in that moment before in my life where I'm like, and I know I could get there, but it's just. You're just bombing.
You're bombing.
Frozen.
You're just bombing. Yeah, it's like being a comedian and just being a little too drunk on stage.
Yeah.
You're just like, fuck, I forgot how to set up these words or how to use these words properly in order to build this thing I'm trying to build.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah, I've been there.
My bad, y'all.
Yeah, there's like a bad mixture of, there's like a perfect place sometimes if I haven't eaten and I worked out and I took some espresso where I get kind of like, I'm like kind of jacked up. I'm like, hey, what's up? My name is Matthew. And like my heart starts beating fast and my adrenaline kind of drops, which is cool if you're in chaos. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, bloop, 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 bloop. And I love when I get on that, like, I'll even feel like,
go.
If I stop for a second, I feel my heart just like, do. I'm like, whew, we're doing a little more cardio right now.
Cardio mode.
and it feels great. Like it's nice to be in that place, but I'm not as efficient at talking or
Smooth or fluent.
yeah. My timing's not great. My verbiage on the spot. I'm not able to. I'm like trying. It's like I'm going so fast. I'm trying to just like pull out all the conversation pieces that I have, and I like kind of drop. I drop it a little bit when I'm trying to pull it out so fast.
Yeah, 100%. I feel that.
And I walk away. I'm like, I didn't fucking say that right. Like,
Yeah, I feel myself sometimes. I'm like, you need to hit a big breath right here after you hit the sentence, dog. It's like, okay.
Dude.
All right, go. Continue.
a controlled breath. That's a nice move.
Yeah, you need to hit that shit sometimes. It's
You're
like
right.
Breath, son. Take a good, just like a, not nothing more, too much more than that. If it takes like a longer of a pause, they're like, oh, he's long pausing right here. He's long pausing.
Hey,
What do
better
you
say
want?
something dramatic. After
And
that.
he needs to gather himself, I guess.
Yeah. What?
But if it's controlled, you're like in control.
I wish I had you last week. Because I had a time when I was trying to talk to a table, and what happens to me is my voice starts to get shaky a little bit. So like I know what I'm talking about for sure, but like in that moment, like I'm trying to speak publicly, and I am kind of nervous, and my heart's beating kind of fast, and I'm like in this moment,
And we're moving. We have so many things to do.
yeah, and just what ends up happening is my voice gets kind of like shaky and like a little higher pitch maybe, or just like
Yeah.
you know what it's like whenever you're kind of like losing your breath a little bit while you're talking. And and then usually I try to be like let me pull that monster back out. Yeah, I try to give like a cough, like a clearing of the throat, but I do throw some testosterone in there. I'm
Okay.
like,
Just a little dash.
it's just so they know I'm a man, you know.
Okay, there you go.
Sorry about that. That's a little dramatic, but I've used that one a few times.
I love it.
Because it's like, that was some bullshit. I know that was some bullshit. Let me get that bullshit. Wagyu.
I ain't about that bullshit. That's not me. That's not me. I'm sorry I presented that as me. It's not me.
That's what the hard cough communicates.
Yeah.
But I think the long breath has the opportunity to make you look real professional. If you're like, our best cocktail, at least the most popular one in my opinion. Like if you can, that looks like you're a good public speaker. Like you had to like hesitate and gather. And now you back to work. You know what I'm saying?
Now
Like,
you are gonna. You said it's like a controlled gather. It's like it's just like a controlled nothing. You know?
yeah.
Like a proper patience. It's like, okay, here I'm gonna do nothing because I need to gather myself and be like ready to hit this next segment of sentences, ready to go. And yeah, because I could feel myself sometimes if you're in the heat of the moment, the buzz of the night, the momentum of the moment. It's like sometimes you're moving quick. Sometimes you have a lot of obligations. You have like, okay, this table just got sat, but I know I have A, B, and C to do on the queue. So I need to greet them real quick, and then I'll hit up A, B, and C. And sometimes A, B, and C, you might have to skip that greet or pass that greet off if you can. But if you can't, then you have to hit that greet real quick and then hit the rest of your queue. So then it's like, shit, here we go. It's all pressing and pressing and pressing. And sometimes that pressing in that moment and that speed of whatever's going on in my own psyche is like physically presented in my speech to that table. I could like see it sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm talking way too fast. I'm just like, and then I could like tell myself like, no, you need to slow down. It's like, okay, I'm back to control here. I'm back in this bitch.
Fire. That's why you're diff, bro. That's why you're diff, bro. You've been watching the film.
Diffy Lou.
You came up with technique. You
Yeah.
run the reps. You know, you can identify the situation in which you run into the problem. Like, dude,
Yeah. That's it.
that's fire. That's what I want to hear. Like if you're in any field and you want to be elite in that sense, and then you're working with people who are like also in pursuit of like being elite, I feel like that's the level at which I want people to talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They examine it and they kind of fucking have come to understanding because it's a common problem. We all should face this. We all do face this,
Yeah, this is
know
something
what I'm
we're all
saying?
dealing with.
right?
I've noticed it in my story like this.
Yeah. So I
This
feel like
monster or whatever.
it's funny. I've also have a monster journal, a Pokemon entry.
Yeah,
for
right.
This thing.
Say,
Yeah.
You gotta use Ice Blast.
Yeah.
Ice Blast, super effective, bro.
Yeah, Ice Blast works for sure.
Oh, nice.
The Thunderbolt, the hard cough's like Thunderbolt. I might miss, but usually it's a one hit KO. Because I'm kind of juicing myself back up too. I'm like, hold on, motherfucker. I know what I'm talking about.
I ain't about that.
Yeah,
I ain't about that perception of me. Let's go.
that one, dude.
Crazy nuance in this bitch.
Yeah.
I was talking about talking to people.
Speaking of talking to people, sometimes
it.
I love watching presenters just a little bit. Like I don't want to make them nervous or whatever, but like,
Oh, like at our job.
yeah,
Yeah, sometimes we have people come through for like pharmaceuticals or for presentations, audiovisual equipment. They do slideshows, microphone, whatever. Doing their thing.
There's usually like someone presenting to a group of people, and that person gets paid to talk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'd like to do. You know what I'm saying? But like, there's also an art to it. There's an art to presentation. There's an art to presenting comedy, to presenting music, to talking to a group of people on stage. There's nuances, and it's a difficult thing to. You couldn't just. Some people would fail if they just went to go try to do it. They'd be like, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, it's one of the most common fears, public speaking.
It's number one, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Most people would rather be the guy in the coffin than the guy at the eulogy.
Oh, that was great. That was great. That's Jerry Seinfeld.
That's Seinfeld.
That's great.
It's his joke.
It's
but
true.
For real. It's a very. I remember hearing that stat in college a long time ago.
Yeah.
From that one, my one professor that I followed out here more or less to San Antonio. He was him, bro. He was on that shit. I could tell back then. I was 21, 22, however old I was. But now looking back on it still, I'm like, yeah, he was really on that shit. He was a fucking beast. But yeah, he had made mention of that. And he was such a good talker. He was talking so nice. Talking so good. I like the talk. I like when he was talking.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, just keep talking to me. That's awesome. It was pure. He was, because he was not a full-time professor, but he was teaching some college classes in addition to being the VP of sales and marketing or whatever for this company that I ended up interning for and stuff. But he was just, there's something about presentation and articulation and formulation of sentences and ideas and the expression of those ideas and the way that it is received and perceived. It's like there's a reason why some people like get paid to just fucking talk, man. And I could just I guess I was paying him to talk because like you pay to go to college and vice versa, whatever. We're paying for this shit. But I was still just like, man, this is so, I don't know. In that particular class, I could tell that this is like so worth it. I don't know. It was so pure in intention. And so sometimes you get bored, Sometimes you get bored if you're just like not interested in the subject.
Yeah.
You just get fucking bored in class, Yeah.
Yeah.
He was one of those teachers that like regardless of whatever he was teaching, the subject matter, just like the way in which he was presenting his ideas and his flow, it was just so engaging.
Yeah.
It was just like truth. I was like, this is so nice. It's like listening to Jordan Peterson or like a good audiobook. You're just like, this is so nice.
I can think of a college professor that did the same thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like business law at like 8 a.m. And no one wants to be at class at 8 a.m. ever. But she was fired, dude. She was so good, bro.
That's gas.
Like, legitimately, like you said, no matter what she was teaching, I was engaged because of how she taught it. But every other class, pretty much, I was fighting sleep so bad, bro.
Right.
Just fighting sleep, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, dude, looking at those Texas State clocks, those like long, skinny clocks with the green letters in the middle.
Yep.
And just being
numbers.
Like, numbers. Sorry, there were letters.
The time letters.
Out my destiny. Yeah, dude. They were hour and 20-minute classes, so I'd just be like, gotta get to 12:20. Gotta get to 10:30, 11:39.
Come on, baby.
Come on.
I'm pushing.
Don't fall asleep. Don't fall asleep. It's tough, bro.
Rough times.
I think you can relate.
Yeah, but it's crazy. It's just the way that some people can talk and the way that just communication can go down. Because, I'm trying to get paid for that shit, bro. I'm trying to get paid to be a podcaster, paid to be, like, we already do kind of present in some sort of form and fashion through our current job and occupation. For sure.
Yeah, I like public speaking. I want to be good at public speaking.
And definitely even more so whenever we were doing the training.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
That was wild, dog.
That was crazy.
Thank God I've been on a microphone before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Stage presence. Dude, just wilding. That's crazy. Life is awesome. Life is so cool, bro. I'm going to the studio later. Life is great.
Today is a trip.
We're
balled
tripping
out today.
We're balling, kids.
Balling.
Just out there getting it done. That's it. Nothing feels better than that. Nothing in this life.
No.
You know what? I fuck with us. I inspired us. I remember you talking about we inspired you. We inspired me too. Because I realized that now over the last, I would say probably 2 weeks or so, maybe even longer, I've been doing the dishes every morning, pretty much every day, at least like 5 days a week. When it's so nice to just fucking knock it out in the morning. And then because we were talking about it and I was just saying like, you got to fucking do those things. You got to get laundry, dishes, and groceries. That's your fucking life, kids. And I was just like, I'm right. You know what? I'm so right. I got to do that shit every day. Every day. Same way I got to work out every day. I got to do the dishes every day.
Yeah.
I started incorporating that and I was like, oh, this feels so much better.
Let's go, dude.
They're done every morning. And like, it's super nice to wake up the next morning and not have like very many sometimes. So sometimes it's like 4 or 5 dishes and that's it. I'm done. It's like, done. All right, cool, bet.
It's crazy. Something that would be like a negative, you turned into like 2 positives. because you took a problem and then like making your bed in the morning, like doing something difficult to start your day is good for your day. So it's like you just added a layer of difficulty to things you have to do in the morning, but that makes your like day start even better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fucking
And it's done.
yes. So nice for the rest of the day.
What were you gonna say?
I was just saying I'm like investing in the mornings because I'm still walking the dog too in the mornings. So like my mornings are fucking litty. Getting the dishes done, walking the dog, feeding the dog. And then after like the dishes are done and he's fed and like I'm fucking like the day's ready to get started, then I usually get ready to work out and like start making clips and stuff. And I was like, yeah, that's that shit. That is that shit right there, ladies and gentlemen. I fucking love it. We're starting to create this life, starting to manifest this life slowly but surely, bro. Like that's it. It's fucking awesome.
Did it happen?
Take charge of your mornings, I think is. I remember here. I'm not sure who I've heard that from, but I know that's a common. I don't know, like self-help kind of trope. I think Jay Shetty talks about it, or I've heard multiple people talk about it in different ways. But one way I've heard about it is Jay Shetty for sure mentioning like the idea of trying to wake up an hour earlier, regardless of whenever you wake up currently, whether it's 6 a.m. or 11 a.m. Just like try to wake up 1 hour earlier than you currently normally do, and then just start your day then and start like getting shit done in that first hour, and then you'll like the momentum from that will be carried over into the rest of your day, and it'll be crazy. Is more or less I guess his kind of pitch towards it. And I've also heard that kind of just like like a power hour or like doing like the beginning of your day, just like starting your shit. Or some people wake up at fucking 4 a.m. like the 4 a.m. club.
I'm just
Those
getting
crazy
started.
people. For real, 2 chains. Like
Dude, if you ever been at a gym at 6 a.m., those people, there's like a different kind of respect in the gym at that point.
everyone's
It's a
just
little
like
more honorable.
I love that shit. I mean, I was through a phase. I went through a good like year-long phase of
think
getting
you
there.
gotta do
early.
it.
Right.
And like on your way to fucking mastering the physique temple, there must be a season of your life where you pay that price, you know?
Yeah, you have to get up early and go to the gym.
Fucking admirable, dude.
Yeah, bro. Getting fucking in that bitch. 5, 6 a.m.
And you weren't missing either.
We ain't skipping.
We ain't skipping nothing.
Yeah, sometimes we be out that bitch. Me and 3 or 4 people waiting outside of Gold's Gym. They late. We're like, God damn it, boy. We got work today, kid. Come on.
Oh my gosh, that's fire. That's fire. That's a highlight of your life.
Right.
I want to see that clip.
Just chilling.
Just
Early
like,
mornings
bro,
at Gold's.
Yeah, dude, my hat goes off to you. I applaud you.
Back in the day.
Like I said, dude.
Fucking love it, though. Fucking love this getting that morning shit done. Incorporating the dishes in the morning now. It's fucking awesome.
You're inspiring me right now
It feels
because
great.
I'm not using my morning like that. That's not a segment of time I can tap into for use.
Yeah.
I'll be trying to keep it simple for myself.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'm like, just sleep until like you have to wake up and then just like go to the gym. Just wake up, go to the gym.
Fuck yeah.
Figure everything else out after that.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to keep it simple.
Yeah. That's it.
But
That's been a big foundation block.
it sounds like this.
Big black Chevy.
That thing, big black.
That's a big black.
Huge.
Pyramidal.
Foundational.
Yeah.
No, for real. Because, like, yeah, when I very, very first started wanting to like, take control of my life and I was listening to Jordan Peterson for the first time, one of, like, my keystone foundation things for myself was, like, dude, I got to keep this thing simple. Because, obviously, I could just, like, fuck up my own life. I don't know how competent I am at fucking running a life because, like, I'm living in a garage right now. I don't have a job right now. And I'm pursuing what I want to do. Like, I took a step toward that for sure.
For sure.
But it's a little scary outside in the rain when it's raining.
It's scary. So scary.
It was a horror movie. Like, I guess what I'm trying to say is like if you abandon everything to pursue what you want to do, there's a point where it's kind of like fuck. Like I really did that. I'm really like out here.
Yeah, and I mean, like I mentioned it in another pod. Like you have the day to take care about. It's like you gotta fucking. We got today problems. We got today problems. We got big dreams, but we got today problems.
Yeah. Yeah, and so from that place, when I was
I respect us for that though. We have some big dreams.
fucking big balls, dude.
Fuck them,
Golly.
dog. Fuck them all, dog. Sorry.
Yeah, that's my dog. That's my dog. You just saw it. That's why he's a champion.
Come
That was
on.
Kobe Bryant yelling right there. That was fucking it, dude. But
Not a lot of people do that.
from that place, though, I told myself I wanted to just accomplish like 4 things every day, and if I could do 4 things every day, then that day was like good enough, maybe even potentially great. And if I could just stack those great days on top of each other for a long enough season of time, I would get my tires out of the mud and I'd be back on the highway. And it was just like, I needed to eat healthy. I needed to work out. I needed to go to work. And then those two things were contingent upon, like, if I need to go to work, unless I need a day off. So if I worked 5 days and it's a 6th day, like, I need to not go to work. And then that's the checked box. And same thing with working out. If I worked out 5 days, but it's in my 2-day off period, it's like, I need to not go because I need rest. And like,
Facts.
I need to take care of myself, keep myself alive over here. So like, that's how I took care of those boxes. Cause then it's like, cool. You're like, okay, I rested today. Check. And it's like appropriate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's nice.
It's tight. And I needed to clean my room. So it was just like, eat healthy, work out, go to work if applicable, and clean my room. And everything else was pure profit.
Boom.
And like, those things, like, I like manifested like a life. You know what I'm saying? Out of just like, keeping it simple, stupid, because you might just fuck this up, you know?
Get those baseline
But once I had,
humming.
you know what I'm saying, visualized it as just 4 things, it's like, just 4 things and your life will be okay. Like, every morning, just 4 things and you'll be okay. And like, I convinced myself of that. And then it was just like, go to the gym, check one of the boxes. And it's like, okay, I'm eating healthy, let's go. Now I'm going straight to work. So then it was like, gym, work, back to back. We're checking both boxes. And then I just had to come home and make sure my room was clean. And then I was like, convinced myself that that science experiment was at least worth running long enough to see what the fuck I could do, because we were so out there in fucking outer space on our fucking adventure, you know?
Yeah.
It's kind of grounding in that sense.
We're just burning boats. We're just burning boats, swimming, hanging on to a life raft
Real talk.
that broke apart almost immediately upon arrival.
Because we had the passion for everything else.
Because why not us? Why not us was always the motherfucking slogan.
Yeah, it was on my
We
shoes. For a
knew.
while.
We fucking knew. Even way back. You know what I'm saying? But what were we talking about? What were we going to say?
Everything else, we haven't a
'Cause
passion.
we were out there. Yeah, we were out there. It was crazy land. So then to have just a simple life raft to keep you afloat
Yeah.
while we still pursued this crazy mystery island
Yeah.
that supposedly exists.
Yeah, that feeling that like your life is like a story and you should just pursue the story and dive into your passion, dive after whatever that thing that's calling to you is.
Yeah, and you're living the way you want to die, or you're
just really fucking going for it.
Mm-hmm.
That shit's hard. I respect that. That's pretty much the mission.
Yeah, I think we can get there.
So I could reel this back a thought back. I'm watching public speakers all the time, right?
Yeah,
Because
part of our job,
right? And it's getting on stage, entertaining the crowd, kind of translated directly.
holding attention.
Yeah. So, like 6 weeks ago, I saw this guy. Was the best I'd ever seen. He was
Nice.
fucking phenomenal.
What was he selling?
Fucking eye drops or some shit, bro. I don't think I'm at liberty to say, anyways.
Okay,
I don't
some
think
sort
I
of
don't think it'll go after me,
visual
but-
medicine
Yeah, it was like,
for your eyes.
yeah, it was like,
Was he a doctor?
no, he was like representing like a drug, and the drug was like for chronic eye dryness.
Okay, gotcha.
It was like eye drops for people suffering from like eye dryness from like side effect of some kind of medication.
Got it.
It's like not just normal eye dryness.
Damn.
I think that's what it was. If not that, I'm
Either
like
way.
so close, it's ridiculous. It could be that for this sake.
Yeah.
But dude, he is just going fucking bananas, dude.
Banana words.
Yeah, I guess if you're just a viewer of this podcast. So this guy is like at the top of a square table, and this square table is holding like 15 people, at least 15 to 20 people, and he's at the front of it, and he's got a projector screen behind him, and he's wearing a suit, and these people are sitting down, and he's telling them with so much passion and so much like just vigor, and like there's a lull in the the thing, and he's like, so he's like talking fact, and he's like going, and he's like, so my question for you is, what are you doing using this old method when you're not making money, when this right here is clearly the better product? We've shown this, and this. Then he's like, when we talked about this, what did we say this was? And I'm like, there's no way they know that. You know what I'm saying?
Call back.
Somebody would have to like really fucking be paying attention. Like if you were really watching the movie of this presentation, you could be like, boom, boom. But I'm like, he's kind of like engaging them in that sense. He's like, there's punishment for you not paying attention to the presentation that I'm giving you.
We'll call y'all out.
Right? And as someone who's like selling something to someone, I was like, that's really like a nice hypnosis technique. It's like, it's important that you pay attention, because if you don't pay attention, there's ramifications. And then that kind of like getting put into your subconscious, making people perk up and be like, well, I don't want to get fucking called on. I didn't fucking know that shit. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, I had no fucking idea. Jesus.
But then he's also like, you know, talking, and then he stops and he's like, puts his hand on the table. What just doesn't make sense to me is why we're out of date with our medications in 2024. 80% of you are using 2020's technology, and that's understandable in the 1980s, you know. But medicine is evolving, and he's just like fucking going off, dude. Like I've never seen someone playing their heart out like that.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that either. I've seen a lot of presentations. Yeah. I've never seen nobody play like that.
Yeah, dude, he's just like,
damn,
going off, dude.
Let's go.
It was fire. And then afterwards, I was like, that was fire. More or less. I always preface it. I'm like, oh, yeah, I have to talk to large groups of people all the time. And I'm actually a musician, so I like have to be on stage when I perform and stuff like that. So I appreciate people who are good at speaking in public. And you, sir, like, what's your degree in? Were you a performing arts major? And he was like, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Got him. Yeah. My dog. That's nasty.
Thanks, bro.
You're fucking nasty.
Let's go.
You just hit him with some fucking Yoda psyops, dog.
For real.
What the fuck? He's like, who are you?
He basically did that. He's like, what? Yeah, but like, that obvious?
You're crazy. You're crazy.
And I was like, you're too good. Like, you're too good. You know what I'm saying? Like,
when did you say that? Like, he was like acting more or less?
Yeah, it felt dramatic.
Okay.
It felt like he was doing a play almost. You know what I'm saying?
He was doing a role.
Yeah.
Doing a bit.
Like, he was really in the fucking role of this
You're a passionate salesman.
Yes. Yes.
More passion. I don't get it.
I'm not even playing with you. Like, he was controlled, fiery. Like,
it's hilarious.
Just enough to not freak anybody out, but enough that everybody was fucking. Everybody in that room was like, he's fucking. That guy is one of the best I've ever seen.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and it just reminded me of my dad too, because he was like a performing arts minor or major, and he just talked about like the kind of stuff he would have to do in classes and stuff like that. And like, I was like, just the way that this guy talks and the way that this guy like is using technique. I'm like, I feel like he like learned this in school or something. You know what I'm saying? Like someone taught him how to perform. I was like, that's like performing arts, I think. And then I just asked him, like, it just like came out of me. He was like, what the fuck?
You're just a fucking guy. You're just a fucking guy in the restaurant. Dude,
I don't know, man. Lord knows. Sometimes I think I'm the electricity in the walls.
Right. I short circuit the fucking framework.
But I think that what I would say objectively about myself is, for the most part, I maintain a pretty high frequency. And then if I choose to bring my awareness to something, then usually I'm able to digest what it is that I'm seeing. And so, for instance, I was like, this guy's going, well, I give attention to all the speakers just on baseline of like, let me see what they do well and what they do poorly. And maybe I'll learn something here. And with that guy, I was just like, oh shit, like this guy's not even public speaking. He's like performing. It's different.
Yeah. You know he crossed the threshold.
Yeah. And then I was like, I think he likes it. Like, I think he likes to be dramatic. I think he's like, a theater kid. You know what I'm saying?
He loves doing this shit.
Yeah. So that was cool. I just had a good read on that guy. Been in the business a while.
Fucking got him,
Table
dog.
reading business, bro.
Dude, from a fucking mile away. No scope. Fucking quick scope, no scope, across the map.
That's what doing a job for a long time does for you. You start fucking...
Not necessarily.
I don't know.
Not necessarily. I'm not 100% sure if that happens to everybody. I'm not sure if anyone who works in the service industry for 5 years could. That's
why I said high frequency, though.
Yes.
Because, like, sometimes I know the drink to recommend for this person before they say what they're like, oh, I think I'm gonna do. And I could just, like, say, what about the blank? And, like, there's times where it's just like, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Or I don't say it, and they order exactly what I was gonna say. And you can't be like, I was just going to recommend that. You look like a jackass. You have to pull the trigger. When you feel the intuition, you got to be like, let it fly. You know what I'm saying?
Let it fly from the hill.
Yeah, dude.
92 nines.
Dude. So
wow.
I had to get good at just gut trust.
Yeah.
But when you make 5 gut calls in a row, and it's just like, poof, 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 and they're all fucking like, you just knocked them down. You're like, this is a different game. Like, I don't know what I'm listening to here, but that thing is super right. Like,
yeah.
It was a lemon drop. It was always a lemon drop.
It's got to be a lemon drop. They would love it.
But I asked my dad about that because it was kind of freaking me out.
Like intuition?
I was giving it a lot of attention when I was like starting to just be able to like, someone's looking at a wine list and I'm just like, Stag's Leap Artemis. They're like, God, yeah, that sounds perfect. Actually, I think that's probably what I was gonna pick. Go ahead. I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck told me.
Bang.
But like, there's times where that voice arises, or like my commentary plays, and I don't press play out into the main audio, and then like someone orders what the fuck I was thinking, and then I'm just like, dude, you just gotta start fucking just saying that shit when you get it, that intuition, that fucking,
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
you know?
Yeah, that premonition, even that inkling of a feeling.
Are you a teacher? Yes, I am a teacher. Like, I fucking knew it. Or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Same thing with conversation. Like, when the inspiration for a line of dialogue comes to you, like, I need to just say that without any question. Just, like, be spontaneous. And most of the time, that shit just, like, works well, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But so my dad told me when I was giving it a lot of attention and I was just, like, trying to figure out how to hack and access that thing, my dad says that it's fast microprocessing. That, like, your brain works like a computer and you can just be like a fast processor. Like, literally, some people have like a measurable difference in how fast they're processing information. And so, like, you could think about it like someone's throwing a baseball, like a fucking MLB pitcher is throwing a baseball. Some of those batters, if you just line them up, some of them are going to be able to see and have more time with the baseball coming to them than other people do, because their brain is able to process frames faster, almost like a computer.
Yeah, it's like they bump up the resolution to 4K and it's like slows down.
Yeah, and they're able to like have more touch or more feel. Same thing with a lot of wide receivers. You ever see like a wide receiver just like throw his hand up and catch a ball? That's like somebody with crazy high
Microprocessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so my dad said that's what's happening when you go up to a table and you know what drink order they're gonna get. It's because like you've seen 10,000 scenarios. In this scenario, some of the links, like when you're like this plus this plus this, definitely equals this.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Not all of them are like that, where they're all gonna be like definites, but some of them are. So you're just like, I know what happens here. Boom. And if you can just like let that channel through you, eventually you might be wrong. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just start like missing on your gambles.
Mm-hmm.
But there's times where you're just like bing, 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 bing. And it's like phenomenon, dude. It's like shocking. And that's what I felt whenever I like was like, you're a performing arts major? He's like, what the fuck, bro? And I was like, bing.
Headshot.
Yeah.
That's crazy as hell. For me, I'm sure it's crazier for him.
He's probably, I wonder if he evaluated his game after that. He's like, what? Am I going too hard?
It was too much. It was a little too much. Damn it.
Do I want to be perceived as an actor?
Yeah, right. Because that might throw it off. That might give you disingenuine vibes because you're literally acting.
Right.
But he might have legitimate passions and like agreeances within whatever that he's trying to promote or whatever the medication is.
Dude, but he was the best I'd ever seen. At the same time, like, don't change a fucking thing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, heard.
It was just like seeing a quarterback with such good footwork. You're like, did you grow up doing gymnastics or something, dude?
You ballet?
Yeah. What? No. I don't. No shade. You do some ballet?
No diddy.
Because like it's just something like it sticks out to you. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
That's what it was like. So good though. Fucking phenomenal at his job.
Professional talker, bro.
Juxtaposed with someone I saw last week, and I don't know why, but intuitionally I was like,
I don't know.
Good luck. You break a leg. You're gonna crush tonight. Sometimes I have to perform in front of large groups of people like this, and I get kind of nervous, but I always just look for someone positive. So I'm here. I'm positive for you. You're gonna go crazy.
You got it.
That woman damn near bombed, dude.
Oh,
it made me
no.
almost be like, maybe I should never fucking
Hype him up.
break a leg again, bro. I usually say something. I'm like, presentation is gonna go amazing tonight. Something like that. Just give him a little positive note.
That's nice.
I think I said
That's
something
nice.
positive, and she was like,
super sweet.
what are you saying? I'm like, it's gonna go amazing. She's like, are you sure? I'm like, 99% of the time it does.
What do you mean? How did she bomb? Exactly.
She starts her presentation and she's just like, so we're
Oh no, 2 ums.
she needed to gather.
She needed a hard pause or a masculine clearing of the throat. She's just like,
That ain't me. Here we go.
I'm back in it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Dude, she had to give the
So we're 2 ums and a long pause
Yep.
into the first 5 seconds.
Yep.
Ooh.
And at that point my stomach kind of drops a little bit.
It's like, oh no.
I'm like taking orders.
Objective observer. Oh no. What's happening?
I go to be
I
like,
hate these kind of shows. It's like a cringe show. It's like Steve Carell. Or like some moments, like, you know what I'm saying, where the main character is going through something embarrassing.
yeah,
It's hard to watch. It's like, oh God.
It's also I just been like, this is gonna go great. I'm like, oh jeez.
Oh jeez.
And she had, okay, dude, this is the part where she's like,
No.
she's like, I'm a little nervous.
Oh.
And I'm like, if anything goes bad, I'll just like, I'll be there. I'll give you, give you a, you got it.
Give you a fist pump.
And she's like, and I'm like, but she is looking directly at the floor because she is bombing.
Just bombing. No.
Oh my god. And
Poor
then
lady.
she says, I'm sorry, and has to sit down.
How long? How far she get?
20 seconds.
No. TKO. 20 seconds.
On the first slide.
Anxiety. Anxiety to TKO, bro. Bam.
Out of there.
Just got roundhouse kicked.
Whew.
Oh God. 20 seconds. No.
Yeah.
20 seconds into the first slide.
Oh.
Good gracious.
But,
oh my gosh.
you know, then I saw something that,
Oh, was it medical? What was her? What was she pushing?
remember the exact scenario? Yeah, I think it's a device for something or another.
Okay.
Some kind of research. It was very science heavy.
Heard.
So then that's why.
Maybe not something she's too passionate about.
Right. I just remember them saying as they were starting, they were like, "It's like we need you to do it because it's like super science heavy." It's like not. I can't like present. Like I can present stuff, but like if I'm presenting facts I don't know anything about, I don't even know what they're talking about. It's like just super. I can't answer any questions.
Yeah, I'm virtually useless.
Yeah. And then I don't know if they like talked her into presenting right then. Maybe she wasn't expecting to.
Yeah,
or
maybe
what,
she
dude.
was a reserve.
Yeah. And yeah, so then she
Damn.
has to sit down for a second, and then she's like, soft gather.
Gather. Okay,
Sorry about that.
let's go.
Proceeds to present the rest of the study.
Okay, good.
And
That's good.
that shit, I was like, because you got to keep going. The show's got to go on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What the fuck?
You know, throw an interception and just fucking quit.
I'm done. I'm hanging him up. You can go out, take the ball. I'm going home. Fuck you guys. No.
Antonio Brown almost did
The
that.
game keeps going. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
got more balls. We'll be fine.
Just such a real moment. I was just like, whew. You know?
How long of a pause break did she take?
I mean, dude, enough that I looked at her.
More than a couple minutes?
No, I would say like 15 real seconds.
Oh, okay. She bounced back.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. But
15 long seconds,
those are
dude.
some grueling seconds.
I looked at a doctor who looked at another doctor who was like, she was like, I'm sorry.
The full-on Jim Halpert just looking at the camera.
Yeah, a lot of that going on.
What's she doing?
And when she said I'm sorry, none of us were sure she was going to finish the presentation. It was like a
50-50.
She might pass out here. And then she just like worked her way back through it. A lot of ums, a lot of pauses. She didn't crush, but she made it through.
Did she deliver the information?
Yeah,
Okay.
you know,
Okay.
yeah. Doctors were there. It happened. It wasn't like after that, it was like at least passable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For sure.
You did the thing.
Yeah,
You did the thing.
for sure.
Good job, lady. Way to
Great
keep fucking
job.
going. Way to not stop.
Keep trucking.
Keep going.
But that shit was hard to watch.
Especially in comparison to, to the performing arts major.
That was best and worst
Yeah.
of my last season.
That's so funny. They're like relatively within the same time frame too. It's
Last
like-
2 months.
Yeah, because I can't. If I'm trying to think about the best and the worst I've seen in presentations, I can't really recall anything that was dramatically bad or dramatically good.
Yeah, usually they're all average.
Yeah, they're all
They
just
don't
like
stand
doing
out.
their thing. Some people are engaging. Some people are sometimes just like no engagement at all. So it's crickets. Sometimes it's I don't know, pretty good right back and forth. Sometimes they're like, it's kind of boring, even for me just standing there.
Yeah.
But yeah, most of the time it's just like a solid, passable C plus, B plus, pretty much every time. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that was good. But yeah, never nothing crazy like fucking the scene out of a movie. Like I was pitching for his life. I wonder how many sales they got, or how many numbers, or whatever, how many
Dude,
leads.
He was Danny Cordray in that motherfucker, dude. Like, I guarantee he closes deals. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was just fucking him. Like, unabashed. I was like, this guy is dominant at his craft.
That's crazy, because you could take that person, an individual, then give them a performing arts degree in education and information and training, or you can give that person a business background, education, like training and like numbers, more hands-on with the kind of balance sheets, business, like,
Yeah.
quote unquote business school kind of shit.
Yeah, it's a lot of
Like,
learning.
which one's more lethal? Like the motherfucker who can like interact with life and like emotions and like the isness of what we're watching here, like perception of reality. It's like someone can make you think that something's really important with emotion and vigor and like passion, but like someone can also be presenting like statistical data in a very boring and fucking lame kind of way, and it's gonna be kind of lost on you.
Yeah.
You know,
Dude,
like, which one's more?
I mean, I don't know. In fairness,
That was kind of the situation, right?
Yeah.
The guy was like, I can't. It was their performing arts guy was like, okay, this is too much for me. I'm an actor.
Yeah.
I don't know this bullshit.
Yeah, same. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Dude,
That's so funny.
A good accountant that can legitimately run your books is surely quote unquote lethal.
Golden.
You know what I'm saying? Like to
Yeah.
actually know how to do business and respond to government regulations,
Legal loopholes.
all that shit. That shit's important.
Hula hooping around shit.
That's what you're learning in business school, more or less. Is like, here are the constraints that your job is predicated around.
Yeah.
You have to have books. This is how you maintain books. Like every company invests money. This is how the companies invest money. Like it's like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I think like if you want to operate a business, you know, you have to learn that shit. So, but with that being said, I pretty much bet my entire life on the being able to understand, perceive life, and express what my perception of life is. Yeah, pretty much everything is predicated on that. I feel like I gave up nearly everything else to pursue doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Luckily, on the way, we got really good at like what would be sales. You know what I'm saying? I really like being
Articulation.
working in a restaurant's nice because people
It
come
is
to you for
sales.
sales.
Yeah. It's sales. We have products,
Mhm.
specifications, differentiating factors, like nuances that separate things and why this is better than this, or what these things mean, different verbiage,
Yeah,
all that kind of shit. It's like, yeah, everything has that, like, I guess, yeah, everything does have that nuance and depth to it. For sure. But yeah, it's nice to be in a place where we have the ability to just talk to people. We get so
Yeah.
much practice just talking to people. That's what we started talking about. We started talking about like that whenever we have to talk to people, it's like that obligation that presents itself. It's like, oh, here we go. And then you just jump in that bitch and then you're talking to people.
yeah,
I'm sure it's kind of the same thing like whenever you're doing fucking phone calls. You're just like, oh, here we go. Here we go.
yeah.
Here we go.
Jumping in the water.
Every time you dial and then it's ringing, you're like, all right, are they going to pick up? Are they going to pick up? Nope. Okay. And then you have your voicemail spiel. But then every time they pick up, it's like, all right, action. We got to go.
Maybe that's just social anxiety. Maybe that's what that is. You know what I'm saying? It's that little feeling of like, because
You're being perceived.
right. I don't have that anxiety, for instance, when I'm playing basketball ever. I never have a moment where I'm like, I'm nervous to shoot this shot. I'm going to shoot this shot. Like, that's kind of dead now in that space for me. I just like play. You know what I'm saying? And there's times where I'm not feeling the nervousness at tables either. I'm just like, boom, 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 boom. But there's other times where I'm like, you know, there's no reason for me to go over there other than for me to like present myself as available and for the restaurant, find a need. But ultimately they could be like, we're good, bro. Not interested, you know?
Goodbye.
And I have no defense for that. I'm like, yeah, man, that was nearly unwarranted. If it weren't my job to solicit help.
I'm here for you.
Yeah.
I'm here for you.
I want to stand right there ready to be here for you. No Kizzy though, bro. Batman in Gotham City, baby.
We should have the fucking maitre d's stand on fucking pedestals like gargoyles, just looking over the dining room floor.
The stance is everything.
Fucking swoop in. We need capes. Superhero themed restaurant. I'm pitching it.
I think
Nah,
that
fuck that.
maitre d's across the world understand what that feels like.
Right.
Your job is to swoop in with perfect timing and fix everything.
Yeah, just be a fucking statue until you need to not be a statue, then animate yourself.
Yes.
Sometimes you need to be moving around. But yeah, either way,
You get it.
there is that. I guess because in basketball, you're not really talking to people though. That's it. Like, you're kind of just like doing your thing. I guess it is social. There's communication that's going on within your team. I guess the other team as well.
Turnovers are very
talking
costly
shit.
for your team chemistry. You know what I'm saying?
Oh fuck yeah.
And missed shots are costly for your team chemistry.
Yeah, I guess I see what you're saying.
And I have to care about. I used to play with headphones in and not give a fuck, like exactly like you're talking about. But I had to compromise because I had to. Like, I wanted to get picked up. You know what I'm saying? And there's also one kid specifically that was on my team when we went on our 9-game run. That was like, we went on a run of like 4 games, and he was like, "Hey man, next time we play, like, don't play with headphones because like you're not. I can't talk to you. Like I'm trying to like switch with you and have you pick up people, or like I just need to be able to like communicate stuff because it's annoying if I need to do something and then you don't cover the thing that I was sure you're gonna cover." And so I was like, "Fuck you, bro." Not really.
Fuck off, bro.
But I was like, if you pick me up, I won't wear headphones. I just want to get picked up. I just want to fucking play. And then with that guy, like I said, like had to make the compromise. I even made a joke with him about it. Like, no headphones today, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
Because like you do kind of have to like, godly, like that fucking.
You do have to communicate. For sure.
They gotta want to play with you.
That too. Being invited to the games.
And then once you're playing, like they might not pass me the ball 10 possessions in a row. And maybe they need to for us to win. So not only am I not having a good time, but now our whole team's going to suffer because didn't have the social transaction.
Yeah, when bend
Right.
in that social transaction.
Yeah. So like, that's the thing. I guess that's the thing about. It's funny. I'm like, in basketball, the only thing anxiety inducing is the social transaction. It is social anxiety, the thing that we're like, I think we're feeling when we're like have to engage with other people.
Yeah, jump in on that table, make that phone call, whatever that is.
That's why I was saying like I like situations where the client wants the product and they're coming to you for a product that they already kind of know they want. For instance, my stepdad works at a RV company that sells RVs.
Selling RVs, recreational vehicles.
So he's on the lot. People come to the lot and he shows them. He's like, "What do you want? You think you want that? I think you want this." And then shows them some dope shit and then sells a lot of RVs.
Mm-hmm.
But that is never weird. That's never a weird situation because
he's not pushing RVs on someone.
Right, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they come looking for that. It's like the prerequisite to come into this place.
Right.
That's your expressed intent. It's like if you express intent, you want to at least learn about RVs or see some. Let's talk about them.
Right.
Open invitation.
Fucking right, bro.
Mm.
But that's a thing. That's different. If you're cold calling someone, you cross the territory into something else.
Door to door.
But people hate those people, bro.
I hate those motherfuckers.
And I get it. I
used to be
understand
one of
why,
those
bro.
motherfuckers.
Don't be fucking knocking on my door. My dad has a sign on his door that says, "We do not own the house. We already have somebody working on the roof. We don't know any neighbors who need roof work. Thank you. Have a nice day."
Just trying to knock out all the bang, bang, bang. We don't need solar. Oh, yeah, we don't own the house.
No, that's what it's. Yeah.
Yeah.
He says solar. It's like, we don't need roof work / solar.
Yeah, bro. It's like we're happy with our internet provider. It's like, fuck off, dog.
Seriously. Would you knock on that door if you saw that piece of paper? You have to be a real sick fuck.
Sometimes I got a thrill out of it.
I'm trying to turn this pussy.
It's like, okay, bitch, we gonna find out.
That's hilarious. You're a
I
savage.
was like, it's my job to knock on this door.
He's an animal. That's why you're the best, bro.
I need to make it my job to make us work. That's the thing, too. I think it's a different mode whenever it's your job, whenever it's your fucking life on the line. Because, like, normal Justin, that motherfucker is never choosing to go out door-to-door sales. I promise you that. I know his predispositions. That's not what's gonna. That's not how he operates.
Yeah,
I promise you. That's like one of the last things I would ever want to do with not like a professional pursuit is go door to door. That shit is fucking. I did it. I fucking did it. It was not. It was about what I expected. It was about what I expected. It was pretty weak.
Yeah.
And like I was going hard and I was trying. And you know what I'm saying? I was like fucking doing the do, listening to Grant Cardone, figuring this shit out, dog. Like business talk.
Yeah.
I had a couple potential solar deals that didn't go through because of the client's credit or whatever. So it's like, man, I think God was just like pulling. Like I did everything I could. You know.
Yeah.
I maxed it out.
Let's
I
go.
maxed it out. And I was like, no, this ain't it. This ain't it for me. But yeah, just the idea of that shit. That shit is rough, bro. It's fucking rough, y'all. It's rough. Would not recommend it. Some people get that's their bread and butter. But that's the thing about your job. Whenever it's like fucking dependent upon that, like we are. And we were talking about last time, we're animals, and then we're also like mental, spiritual creatures at the same time, or like all three at the same time. Weird combination, crazy existence, experiencing creatures. But it's like whenever you mentally have to make something a necessity, like it's your survival depends on it. Like we can tap into that mode of our existence. Like whenever you're starving to death, or whenever you're like fucking fearing for your life, like those are like ancestrally in our DNA from like having to scratch and survive for hundreds of thousands, millions of years, however long it's been. That shit's in there.
You're a winner.
Right?
Your family line's
We fucking won, y'all. Everybody made it. We made it.
Yeah.
We made it. So, but there's something I think we could tap into whenever you make it. So like, yeah, we're not social. Like you and I, definitely not so much on the extroversion side of the scale. Just like kind of normally, or like just day-to-day operations. But then if it's our job to be literally interacting with like all these tables, or if it was my job, whenever we were training last summer and like we were making calls to people, doing interviews and shit, we had to like come up with the call scripts and then call all the people, set up the interviews, read all the applications, or go through all the resumes, all that bullshit. And like going through the calls. And like I wouldn't, if it's your job though, you could like, whenever you define or constitute as your job, or the thing that puts bread on the table, the thing that sustains your survival, I think you could tap into that thing, and like whenever you have that set on whatever it's set on, you can make that, you could do it regardless of whatever the fuck you're going through, or like whatever you got, whatever hand you got dealt. If you fucking fixate your shit on that, your whole willpower, it's all that cliche shit of like you could do anything you set your mind to.
Yeah.
You set your mind to something, like your survival. Like this is like make or break, live or die. Like this is it. Whenever you make that choice, it's like you can fucking do anything. That was my job. So I was like, all right, gotta fucking go door to door. Here I go. I fucking hate this. It's fucking hot. It's hot out here in the summer. Going door to door, doing some bullshit.
Dude, you're fire. You're absolute fire. You're so right, bro. How do you tap yourself into that fucking doing the shit like my life on the line?
I guess it kind of was at that point, or like it was because I think we had COVID came through. We were done with our jobs. And then I guess, I was debating on getting started back up into something, starting the B&B business, or doing the whatever the fuck. I guess eventually choosing to go back to the restaurant industry. But in between that choice with the restaurant industry, probably in like October, September, whenever we went back, I don't even know, whenever we started over there, August maybe. But in the time before that, a whole year, because March was COVID, St. Patrick's Day, boom, everything shut down. And then picked back up probably like in Texas at least, picked back up 4 or 5 months later or whatever. So I guess in that time I started doing the fucking shit. Trying to figure out, because I guess we stopped getting the unemployment. So I was like, all right, gravy train's over, son. Get the fuck out. Back to work, kid.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I'm gonna figure out what to do here. But yeah, that was just like one of the things that was like necessity in that point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, all right, you start making some money.
Literally burning a boat.
Let's try to make some money.
Burning a boat will put yourself in that life on the line position.
I think I can make some money over here. Let's try it out. Fuck it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Opportunity. I don't even remember how the opportunity presented itself. I couldn't even tell you.
Crazy.
Really couldn't tell you. Don't remember at all. But I remember it. I remember the
You said it when you said
chapters vividly.
Setting your mind. Set your mind. Like, get into that space. Sometimes you're just not thinking about that.
It's like, I have to make this work.
Yeah.
I have to make this work.
Yes. You get yourself into that place.
Mm-hmm. And I guess I ran that so many times. It's like, I have to make this work. I have to make this work. And I did that so many times. And then I got to the points where I was like, all right, like, it's not working. It's not working. And then, all right, one more. I'm going to hit all in, baby. And then it didn't hit. And I was like, okay, now I need to leave. Like, now I need to go do something else for real. To like live.
Yeah.
I have to make something else work.
A truly run experiment.
Yeah. Yeah. Super crazy little chapter of life, bro.
Savage.
Super wild.
God just working on your character. Different little season.
Just a little season, couple months.
Justin, you ain't talked to people in like 9 months, 12 months. So we're gonna have you talk to a lot of people in very uncomfortable situations.
Get in there,
Get
kid.
your EXP back up to where you were.
Get in there, kid. You could do this. Yeah, that shit. Whew. Make your balls drop.
Make you grow some fucking huevos.
I remember there was a point where I felt so bad one time because I remember ringing the doorbell. Fucking that Ring doorbell is associated. I have that association with that time of life. That fucking Ring doorbell. talking to people through that thing too. Like, this thing is tiny. You get a fucking Ring doorbell. Get a fucking house. This thing is lit. But just ringing that shit. And then there was either way, I forget the details of the door, or like was there any? No, I don't think there was any indication as to why I shouldn't ring it. Because sometimes there would be like signage. So there was one sign that was like, "Please don't ring." Like newborn in the house, more or less, expressing that idea. The baby's asleep. And then there was another house that didn't have that signage, and there was a baby asleep. No more baby asleep. They were upset. He was upset to say the least.
Did you sell him solar?
I tried.
That's my dog. That's my dog.
Oh yeah, so that was rough. There's another rough incident.
Look, kid, that baby's got to go to college one day.
Like, sir, you could save so much money by the time that baby's ready to go to college. Come on, listen to me, hear me out. He ain't hearing nobody out.
Heard that.
Give a fuck. And there was just another time, the door opened, and then a fucking dog just probably get like 40-pound dog or so, like a little bulldog looking dog, just bolted. Oops. That's on you. That's on you, dog. That ain't on me. But yeah, dog was gone.
Yeah.
Fucking took off. Those are just two memorable instances I remember. Going door to door. I was like, golly, that was such a fucking adventure of a time. We would just pull up on a fucking neighborhood, bro. Just pull up on a neighborhood,
Trying to make some
park,
money.
and just fucking door to door to door to door. And then reconvene and then go to another block or another neighborhood or whatever the fuck we were doing that day. That was it. If we didn't go try to talk to the people, nothing was happening. There was zero potential.
Yeah.
Zero potential. We had to go. It was a numbers game. It's a numbers game. You just gotta go and knock on 1,000 doors. 1% of them's gonna open up and give you that sale. That's all you need sometimes. It's a numbers game. Fuck these. Fuck you. Fuck these numbers. Fuck these letters. I'm out. Bullshit.
Oh, jeez.
It was rough. It was
And
a
you
rough
left
time.
like you should have.
Yeah.
Proud of you.
It was gone.
It's crazy.
And now we're here doing this shit. Life is just, life is a fucking, be open to the story. Be open to it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Beautiful. Cherish it.
Cherish it.
My friend's
Yeah.
been a beautiful pod.
Yeah, we have about like 5 minutes left. You gonna round it out with anything crazy?
Oh, wow.
We can talk about Trump. Many men upon me.
Blood of mine, I can't see.
Crazy. We're living in crazy times, y'all. Look crazy as the fucking times. Oh, yeah, and there's one thing.
Talk about this.
One other thing I wanted to mention as well. We got fucking. I don't know if y'all noticed, but Pod 48. It's up on everywhere else but YouTube. YouTube took down Pod 48. I was going to mention briefly because they claimed that we had went against their policy guidelines in regards to medical misinformation. And I guess we were specifically talking about the vaccine. That's all I'm going to say about it.
What? What?
They took down our pod
What?
with all 20 views.
Bro, I live in fucking Russia?
Is this? I thought this was America. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I thought this was America.
What the fuck? What about my Second Amendment?
The First Amendment.
Yeah, you heard me? You heard me? Look at bear arms.
Grizzly. And a grizzly.
Sorry, just a lot of yelling into the mics right there. But
So yeah, sorry. We probably peaked. We definitely peaked them bitches, but we get
we could just cut all that.
the mastering. The mastering will be okay. It'll turn it down. But yeah, so that should happen to us. And I was like,
Wow.
what the fuck? Are you kidding me?
Wow. I'm not a doctor.
I'm not. Yeah, we're just talking here. We're just talking. I'm not saying one thing or the other.
Well, I think we might have said on that podcast.
Maybe not. I think I listened to it. I'm pretty sure I listened to the portion. We can go through it after. We'll go through it later. Either way, regardless, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Sorry.
But that's just weird. That was something I wanted to bring up because I was like, oh, what the fuck? That's not cool.
What?
That's not cool.
I don't think it's cool.
It's not cool.
Wow. I'm not gonna fuck with it.
Yeah, I don't really give a fuck.
I don't even want to talk about it anymore.
That's just not cool.
Not worth getting into the argument with YouTube about.
But yeah,
But-
motherfucking Trump got shot in the head, ear, which is attached to his head.
True.
Got shot in the head.
True.
That's the headline. President shot in the head. Ex-President Trump, former President Trump, shot in the head, in the ear. Don't take us down for that.
That's just news.
In the ear.
It's a news cycle for you.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. What the fuck are we going through? Imagine if it went through. That's
I just saw it happen.
monumental moments.
And I was just like flabbergasted.
Monumental moments.
It just felt like the most fucking iconic thing I'd ever seen happen on the news since like the World Trade Center falling.
It was one of the craziest things that we've seen. Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
I can't believe. And then just like
Because I watched the news. Sorry,
just the next thing that comes to mind as I'm telling the story is you see the picture of this 20-year-old guy? He's a fucking doofus. He looks like a doofus, dude. Not like in a rude way, but it's just like I don't know, bro. It's just
I need to check it out.
I'm just kind of. How does that guy get on top of a building with a rifle and then shoots at the president? It's just kind of like, what? It's just a very weird situation all the way around.
Yeah. Yeah. I have no idea. I just remember hearing, or having, I think it's on Saturday, I want to say. Pretty sure it was on Saturday. So I don't even know. I just remember hearing about it. And then I guess I've heard from, a couple sources now that they caught the guy. Or that they've, is he dead? He died?
Yeah, they fucking, like, it's like, boom, and you hear the
Pop, pop.
Yeah, you hear the pop of the first shot, right? And
Yes.
then there's like pop, pop, pop. There's like 3 pops, 4 pops of him shooting more, trying to like hit him, kill him. And then you hear like pop, 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 pop. And that's them like killing him like right then. So he's dead like 10 seconds after the first shot at most.
Damn. So they're able to find him real quick. Like where are the shots coming from? Locate the shots. Boom, he's right there. Boom, get him.
Yeah.
If they had people already in place, why? I don't know. I'm not saying
I watched some
anything.
YouTube videos.
I ain't saying shit on air anymore.
Yeah.
Go to Patreon for this shit.
Yeah, seriously. So yeah, it's all a little bit weird and suspect. The biggest dude, there's some people out there saying it's a conspiracy by the Republicans to gain favor for Donald Trump because
That was one of my initial thoughts. I'm not going to say anything else other than that. As soon as I was presented with this, that was the immediate attached thought, like right behind it.
That's convenient.
I was like,
Because he is up.
He's big up.
Big up. He's actually likely to win the biggest landslide in presidential history because Biden's stock is down.
Done.
Democrats are going to be split. Trump just had the most iconic photo in the last 40 years. Dude, insane.
Gas.
And then he gets his case dropped, the one that could actually land him prison time. And yeah, he's just fucking up. Can't miss. Can't lose. Just
Can't lose.
bigger
kid.
than life right now. How do you think he celebrates? Final question.
I don't know. Pop a bottle.
Boom.
Get your ear fixed. Take a fucking bath, kid.
Hell yeah.
Fucking catch y'all on the flip. Like, comment, subscribe, share. We're hitting with a click end. We're running out of time. We love you.
I love you.
Peace.
Rolling through the city to the light show. Really ain't no telling where we might go. I just flipped the switch, I'm in my